Nvidia, Nvidia, it's delicious. Nvidia, I'm going all in because it moves. Oh yeah. You like my singing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. My name is Christopher Bell. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm a long-term boglehead investor. I'm author of the book, Stop Being a Broke Loser. It's on Amazon for a mere $3. And I'm an excellent t-shirt and coffee mug designer. Links in the description below. Hopefully, because I'm live streaming. Today, we're going to talk about Nvidia stock, because Nvidia went up pretty significantly on its most recent earnings. As a matter of fact, it blew it out of the freaking water. Now, let's go check out Nvidia. Let's go look at the stock price, see the moon, and then we're going to talk about why, and then we're going to talk about what I would actually pay for Nvidia. Hint, hint, it's a lot less than it is right now. I think the stock is massively overvalued, but you know what? Listen, guys, if I say a stock's overvalued, you can go ahead and do your own research and do what you want. If you want to buy Nvidia right now, after this massive run up, when chip supplies are low and there's high demand, and that's temporary boosting the price of chips, which is boosting the profits of Nvidia, you go right ahead and do that. But me personally, I'm not going to buy this stock unless it falls pretty freaking significantly, okay? But you can go look at the data and determine it for yourself. So don't get mad if it goes up after this. Now, let's go look at Nvidia stock. So recently, in the last day, Nvidia has gone up 8.25%. Wow! It's now trading at $317.70, and it's up after hours. Let's look at the last month. Up 43% in the last month. Up 62% in the last 3 months. Up 135% in the past year. And then over the last 5 years, Jesus Christ, 1,344%. This stock is on freaking fire. It's growing almost as fast as La Tesla, which also benefited from the pandemic and from, money printing and fanaticism. But that's another story. So Nvidia stock, if you bought Nvidia stock, you're freaking killing it right now. It's your choice whether you want to sell it or not. Now, let's go look and see why this has happened. So as you know, Nvidia makes chips. They have a couple of parts of their industries, their business. They're not just a chip maker, but a big part of their business is making chips. And there is a global chip shortage, okay? And there's going to be winners and losers. Now, Nvidia is a beneficiary of the shortages. Why? Because there is high demand, because everybody's working from home because of the lockdowns, high freaking demand, and there's been supply chain disruptions. So there's low supply and there's high demand. You put those two together and boom, you got some serious prices going up for computer chips and other things that go into all the items that we know and love. So that's a big reason why Nvidia stock has been going up, because they've been making a killing off of the disruption caused by the pandemic. But does that mean over the next 5, 10, 15 years that this trend of massive revenue growth, massive profit growth is going to continue? No, I don't. I think eventually supply chains are going to work themselves out. I think everything's going to eventually open back up. And when it does, I don't think Nvidia's revenue growth, especially over the last year, is sustainable. Okay. That's my personal opinion. If you picked it before because you saw that in the future, you saw that over this year and last year, there'd be all these issues, you made a fortune. But now going forward, I don't think it's a good idea to own this stock, but you can be the judge of that. So what is driving the global chip shortage? Two key factors are driving the shortage. A virus-driven disruption. I can't see the word. I'm in trouble. A virus-driven disruption to supply and demand dynamics, and ongoing geopolitical tensions between the U.S. and China. Yeah, so there's been massive disruptions. And then, of course, China and the U.S. are kind of going back and forth with Trump and China, and then Biden and China, trade war. Oh, my God, I'm going to tariff you, blah, 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 blah. That's also causing issues. So basically, Nvidia is a massive beneficiary. Now, here's what the CEO said. Nvidia CEO expects global chip shortage to last into next year. Next year, okay? But going beyond that, if there's not a shortage, if there's less demand and more supply, the prices of these chips and whatever are probably going to go down, which means less revenue growth for Nvidia, less gross margins, less profitability. in the near future. Okay. This isn't like 10 years down the road. Sure, they may keep blowing it out of the water over the next couple of quarters because there's a shortage, but stocks are forward looking. Okay. You want to look into the future, not into the past or what's happened recently, because you're buying future earnings over the next 5, 10, 15 years or whatever when you're buying the stock. So here we go. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang expects the current global chip shortage to impact the company's production line into the next couple of years. He expects demand to far exceed supply through to 2022. I don't know if that's proper English, particularly the demand for graphics cards. Okay. We don't have any magic bullets in navigating the supply chain. We have the support of our suppliers. We're fortunate that we're multi-source and that our supply chain is diverse and our company is quite large. So we have the support of a large ecosystem around us. So massive supply, massive demand, low supply. Nvidia is knocking it out of the park. Okay. Let's see. So here's her most recent earnings. So record revenue, and this came out Wednesday, November 17th for the third quarter fiscal year 2022. Record revenue of $7.1 billion, up 50% from a year earlier. Holy crap. Record data center revenue, up 55%. Record gaming revenue, 42%. All of these, all of these are from the pandemic. Is the pandemic going to last forever going into the future? I don't think so, but maybe I'm just crazy, okay? So now is probably not the good time to jump in. I think Nvidia is going to keep growing. I think there's always going to be demand for chips, and they're getting into AI and the gaming sector. I think those all are going to, be there in the future. But I think the recent growth, 50% year over year, that's freaking nuts, okay? That's not going to last forever. Maybe I'm wrong, but I always like to be conservative with my investments. So you can see here, I mean, holy crap. Yeah, Q3 2021, they had $4.7 billion of revenue. And then Q3 this year, they had 7.1. Woo! And then from last quarter, they're up 9% on their revenue. Their gross margin is also increasing. That's because they can probably raise prices because of all the demand for these chips. Up to 260 basis points year over year, so 2.6%. And up 0.4% over the last quarter. Operating expenses, blah, blah, blah. Net income up 84% year over year. Woo! Killing it. They're knocking it out of the park. But like I said, past performance doesn't really matter. Looking into the future, where is this company going to go? Okay? It's not a bad company. I think it's a great company. The margins are crazy. But I don't know. I don't think these profits and this revenue growth is going to continue. Call me crazy. So, because annoying Morningstar, which I usually use to make my analysis, because I think it's a little bit better than Everything Money's software. It's still great software. They don't have the crap, so I can't download it and use my model. I don't know what happened. Okay, maybe they're updating their information, but right now I can't download anything from Morningstar, so I have to use Everything Money's software. So let's go through some of the metrics and see what Nvidia has been up to. Market cap, $790 billion. It's pretty freaking crazy, okay? Price to sales ratio, 36. Woo! That is freaking nuts, man. Especially over something that's benefited in the short term from the pandemic. All right, revenue, 21 billion, blah, blah, blah. Net income, PE, 111. 5-year PE, almost 200. Holy crap. That seems like a pretty high PE. I get it. The company has grown their revenues massively over the last year or 2 years. But holy crap, do you really think this is going to continue going forward once all the supply chain disruptions get worked out in the next year or two? I don't know. And of course, they have high profit margins. I mean, whatever. It's not the profit margin almost doesn't matter. It's all about what you pay for the future earnings of the company. You could have a company that has a steady 2% profit margin, but if you pay a low enough price for those earnings, you could still make a good a killing off of that. Okay. Free cash flow over the last 12 months is 6.67. So there's actually some metrics on Fidelity where we can see that. So price to cash flow, 88.37. Jesus, over the last 12 months. I mean, these prices, these metrics are freaking crazy. Price to books, 40. Woo! God. This is freaking nuts. Okay. So I'm going to put some of my inputs into the stock analyzer tool. Well, I already did it. So here's what I did. I think revenue growth is going to be pretty good over the next 5 years. But I don't think it's going to be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%. Okay. I think it's going to be 10, maybe 20% maximum. We'll say 20%. So 10, 15, and 20. Why do I think that? Because this company's freaking massive. Okay. $790 billion market cap. Do you really think it's going to keep growing at 27, 20%, or 26%, 67% over the next 5 years? I don't. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but that seems pretty freaking crazy to me. Okay. Profit margin. I was conservative. I said 29 on the low end, 33 on the high end. Free cash flow margin, 27 to 31. PE. This is a big one. I think this PE right now is freaking insane. Okay. If you have 10 to 20% growth rates, okay, you can have 20 PE, 24 PE, maybe even 30, but 110, 111, that's freaking madness. How much people are paying for this, especially for a temporary boost in this stock's price or in this stock's revenues, the company's revenues. Same thing for the price of free cash flow and the desired annual return. I said 15%. So you look at it and look at the freaking numbers, okay? On the high end, it's a buy between $100 and $94. It's trading at $317 right now, okay? These assumptions are freaking crazy. Now, let's say we say the revenue's higher. 40, 50, 60. So we could potentially say the revenue is going to grow by 60% compounded over the next 5 years, which is not going to happen in my opinion. But even if that did, then it's kind of a buy to get a 15% return. But even with 50% revenue growth, this stock is still not a freaking buy. Okay? It's freaking crazy how expensive this stock is. But, if you're a short-term trader and you want to play the trend, you go right ahead. But from a value perspective, from buying a stock, below its intrinsic value, I'm not doing it. That's my thoughts on Nvidia, ladies and gentlemen. Love it or hate it. That's it. Let's see some comments. Thoughts on AMC? I don't care. AMC's lame. Stock Guru says you don't understand modern day stocks. Like, did he specifically mention me? I don't understand stocks, bro. Yeah, it's the future, bro. Intuit up 9.5% on earnings today. Ooh, man. You just keep giving me ideas, Screw College. I appreciate you. Nvidia makes chips for cryptocurrencies, metaverse. Like, that's why it's up so much. Yeah, but I mean, like, looking into the future, I don't think the growth is going to be that extreme. I think there's just a crazy combination of the lockdowns and, disruptions and the high demand because everybody's working from home. Everybody needs to update their computer. Everybody's mining crypto now, which crypto's trash. And I think that's why the stock's up so much. People are looking in the short term. Should I tattoo my nutsack? I want to say yes, but if you go do that, you can probably sue me. So you decide that for yourself, okay? Hello, I'm back. Hello, buddy. People flipping Nvidia cards like they're Air Jordan. Oh, flippers. I hate flippers. I have been wanting a nice Nvidia. Yeah, I mean, my thoughts are I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I think it's an awesome company with high profit margins, but no thanks. Thoughts on Facebook? I'll do a Facebook video. I'm actually pretty bullish on Facebook. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, the young people don't like it. But I don't know. I think Facebook has a huge market and they own Instagram. And I think it's going to, the market is the world. Facebook can literally be used by everybody in the world. And I don't think even a fraction of the world uses Facebook yet. But as we become more connected, I can totally see Facebook continuing to grow far into the future. But I need to look at the stock. I mean, I haven't really looked at it that much. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, if you want to tattoo your nuts, man, I mean, I don't want you to sue me. All right, any last minute questions? I think that's it for this video. I wouldn't buy Nvidia, but don't get mad if it goes up because sometimes stocks go up even if they're overvalued. Okay. Oh my God, you're so dumb strong, man. This video aged well, right? Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe. Oh wait, one more. Nvidia too expensive due to scalpers and emotion. It will probably crash like Intel did way back. I like to think of it as before stocks would be worth. Yeah, it's freaking crazy. The whole market's ridiculous right now. All the pandemic stocks are up. And, people are thinking that's going to last going forward. But you have to look to the future. You can't look at what's happened in the recent past and make your judgments off that. I mean, but you can disagree with me. That's fine. You can go buy Nvidia all you want. I don't care. That's why these prizes. Yep. Interest rates. All right. Talk to y'all later. Cheers.